Welcome back to an updated edition of the Medieval Archives podcast. Now, I know it's been a while since a new episode was released, so I thought I'd put out a quick update for everyone. Now, it was due to some life factors that the podcast went on an unexpected and lengthy hiatus. However, it's not dead yet.
Bring out your dead. Here's one. Ninepence.
I'm not dead.
What? Nothing. Here's your ninepence.
I'm not dead.
There. He says he's not dead.
Yes, he is. I'm not.
Now, thanks for all the emails and messages throughout the year. Now, I realized when I was thinking about this update that it was 10 years ago this month, June of 2010, that Medieval Archives launched. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. It seems almost like yesterday that we launched it. Now, thanks to everyone who's been around from the start, and thanks to everyone who's joined along the way. Part of the anniversary month includes a fresh new website design. There's also going to be an event calendar on the new website, so you can find all the medieval conferences and festivals that you want to attend. Now, whether they're going to be live, I don't know. I know there's a few virtual ones that are going on, and those will be listed as well. If you have an event you want listed, just send me an email with all the details, and I'll get it added to the calendar. All right, now you've been asking, and I got news on the podcast, and it's coming back in full swing this summer. I have some great lessons planned and ready to go. Now, we're going to be looking at the history and tragedy of Notre Dame Cathedral, some medieval mercenaries, Vikings, Crusades, explorers, and a lot more. I'm dedicated to bring you the best medieval history podcast around. Now, over this last year, I've noticed a disturbing trend in podcasts in general, but specifically in history podcasts. A lot of them are crammed with ads, or they're moving behind paywalls and they're charging for access. Now, I don't want to sell you things that don't relate to history, and specifically medieval history. So Medieval Archives is going to remain ad-free and access-free. And with that website redesign, I've taken all the ads off the website as well. You shouldn't have to scroll through ads on every post, interrupting the flow of an article. Now, I hate visiting sites with ads, and I hate it even more when sites ask you to pay to remove those ads. And I hate listening to a podcast that stops in the middle to tell me about a great mattress or razor that I should buy. Again, it disrupts the flow of a good subject. One minute you're engrossed in the Middle Ages, and the next you're jolted into a bad commercial about job finders. Now, I don't like listening to it, and I won't make you listen to it on the Medieval Archives podcast. I found this funny clip that sums up ads and podcasts.
The key to any podcast is poor sound quality and tons of commercials.
All right, we've got Lois calling in from prison. She's only got 3 minutes.
Thanks for looking at my case, guys.
You bet, Lois. My first question is, do you get a good night's sleep?
No, because I'm in prison and my cellmate is bipolar.
Well, if you get a Casper mattress now, you have 100 days to decide if it's the right mattress for you.
Peter, I don't have time for this.
I don't have time for underwear that bunches up. That's why I wear MeUndies. Perfect underwear for hanging yourself in your jail cell.
Can we talk about the case? I have 30 seconds before they haul me off to the freaking cafeteria.
Sounds like you could use Blue Apron. Have you ever wanted to receive a vegetable in the mail? Then you need Blue Apron. I'm like obsessed with the stir fry. Brian here likes the Moroccan beef.
I have no opinion on the Moroccan beef, Peter.
Brian, this is not art. This is commerce.
Peter, before I go, I need a new lawyer. This one made a sexual pass at me.
Oh, boy, everyone knows hiring is a nightmare. At least it was before ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter. We vastly overestimate how many podcast listeners are in a position to hire someone.
All right, well, I think we got the sound quality taken care of, and certainly we're not going to put any ads in the podcast. So placing ads and then extorting money for a better experience seems backwards. If you think the content is good enough to pay for, you can always send in a donation to medievalarchives.com/donate. And if you like to help, but donating financially isn't your thing, you can always submit articles or book reviews for the website. I'm also looking for a media wiki expert as well, so if that's you, send me an email. But really, subscribing to the podcast and being a dedicated listener is all the support that's needed. So again, the Medieval Archives podcast and website remain ad-free. The money I earned from those ad networks did help keep the website and podcast running, but I'd rather lose that money to make a better experience for you on the website and while listening to this podcast. I might keep reminding you about the free book from Audible, but seriously, who doesn't like free books? We have a new episode coming out next week, and there's many more to follow after that. And your support is always appreciated. Any way you want to contribute helps. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or the podcast listener of your choice. Share the podcast with a friend. Send in topic ideas, write a guest post, or feel free to donate. Now send any thoughts or comments to me at podcast@medievalarchives.com. Thanks for being a part of the Medieval Archives over the last 10 years, and stay tuned for more great content.